Are we good to start, Nikita?
We can wait 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay. So,
Hello,
Ma'am, welcome, ma'am.
welcome.
Hello, ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
hi all. Very good evening. So I welcome you all for this event called Sambhav and Ode to Infinite Possibilities. So this event is basically to celebrate two things. The first is the launch of our website called Puraskaar, and second is to celebrate Women's Day. Having said that, I never intend that Women's Day is something that should be celebrated once a year. It is something that has to be celebrated every day, every moment. So, as women are source of courage, inspiration, and infinite possibilities, so is our Puraskar basically that enables the students to be source of infinite possibilities through education. So, I Mohan Kumar.
And I, Ashwarya Pillai, we are the host for your event this evening. So, once again, a very good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all to our event, Sambhav, an ode to infinite possibilities. So, before proceeding with the event, we have a very special guest among us, a woman who has been a great inspiration to everyone. So I would like to introduce you all to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Niharika Vora. Professor Dr. Niharika Vora, thank you so much for taking out time of your busy schedule and joining us here. Thank you so much for gracing our event. So Dr. Niharika Vora is a Vice Chancellor of DSU and an eminent faculty at IIM Ahmedabad. She is an approachable, so when we talk to students, when talk to her students, she is an approachable person. This is how they describe her. So being an composed and composed, empathetic, and approachable person, her basic inclination is towards behavioral and leadership course. She's a trustworthy person and inspiration to all. She believes in women empowerment, but rather than just speaking, she believes that actions speak more than words. They speak louder than words. So it is through her actions that she shows her support towards women empowerment. She is very famous apart from her behavioral courses. She is very famous for one specific course that is known as the residential course of 15 days. So it is in this course that the students share their problems. They, discuss about the baggage they carry and they talk to each other and they resolve them. So it is here that Dr. Niharika Vora acts as a facilitator in, untangling the complex emotions that the students carry and thus, giving them the hope, giving them the clear insight. Thank you. So again, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. I formally welcome you to our event.
Thank you.
So now talking about the ideology of Puraskaar. Well, the ideology of Puraskaar can be found in its name itself, in the literal meaning of the name. So the literal meaning of the name of Puraskaar basically means gift, that is to give something. So according to us volunteers, for us volunteers, education is the gift that we give to the society, to empower each and every person of our society. So when we talk about how we started, well, that's rather an interesting story. So starting of the Puraskaar was motivated by the thought of converting obstacles into opportunity. It was, with the start of this pandemic, everything was in turmoil. But one section that was hit the most was none other than the students. So it was here that our founder, Mr. Gautam Kumar, gauged the gap that this pandemic had created between the students and the educators. So what's basically started as a help course, a help online class for the students who had lost their chance of education, this completely turned into a big organization formation, a big movement, let's say. So what actually started as a small family, as a small team of 5 volunteers, has turned into a big family of volunteers with us having more than 200 plus volunteers. So first of all, in the very beginning, we used to cover just basic subjects. Like we have humanities, we have science, we have maths. But now, with the growth of our organization, we have started covering more subjects like foreign languages, we have skill-based subjects, we have extracurricular activities. Thank you. Now, let's talk about the Puraskaar Knowledge Bank. Well, Puraskaar Knowledge Bank, if I have to say in a very, in a very simple and in layman language, it is basically Gyan ka Adan and Pradhan. According to us, Puraskaar is basically you can deposit what you know, what language, what skills you have, you can deposit there. And those who are in need of knowledge, they can equally, take it out from there. So this is the basic concept of our Puraskaar Knowledge Bank. The Vartalap program. Well, the Vartalap program is very interesting because here, basically, this is a mentor-mentee program. So when we say Vartalap, that basically means that we want to, initiate a conversation. Initiate a conversation, just not among the students, but between the students and the faculty and the volunteers. So in this program, we have appointed one student, a mentor, where the mentor keeps track of the student, of his or her progress, her emotions, her mental state, and accordingly make sure that that the growth graph of the student is upwards. Thank you. Now talking about the core commitments. the core comments of Puraskaar, they basically are on three parameters. That is the vision, the mission, and the motto. So when we talk about the vision of our organization, Puraskaar, it is uplifting the society and empowering the society through education. We believe that it is only and only through education that a society can be truly uplifted and truly be empowered. When talking about our mission, we believe that it is the excellence, it is, ensuring equal access to education, which will truly and truly empower all sections of the society. And our motto states, Kalam se Kalam tak. It basically means it is only and only through a pen, through education, that you can reach to the heights where our late president, APJ Abdul Kalam, had reached.
Okay, so we talked about Puraskar, we talked about like who we are, what our motto is, what our aim is. So I'll like to detail about the journey that we have covered so far, and along the journey, what we have achieved, how much impact we have created. So yeah. So coming to this deck that you see over here. So if you see on the left side, it's basically we started with some basic subjects, as Aishwarya mentioned. So the subjects that we taught were primarily conventional ones, like mathematics, science, English, Hindi, and social sciences. And then we, started catering to larger section of the student group, basically, or maybe larger section of the aspirants. And when I say that, what exactly I mean is, apart from the conventional subjects, you can see that we have been teaching now Sanskrit also, spoken English, and then we have added, foreign languages. I mean, I can see that foreign language being our USP. I mean, this is something that we can proudly boast about. That we have, almost catered to 5 or 6 foreign languages, which primarily students end up paying hefty for this curriculum or so, but we are providing this. Apart from that, we have seen the rise of white hat junior and things like that. So we have inculcated this programming languages as well. As Bill Gates says that in modern times, everyone should be at least aware about programming languages. So we have started that as well with introduction to programming, and we have specialized in Python programming as well. So these are the subjects which we have started from, and now where we are. So apart from that, we just wanted to highlight more about the composition that we have. But before that, I just like to read a line, and that says that educate a boy and he'll educate an individual, educate a girl and he'll educate a community. So I think that we serve this purpose. It's not that we are seeking out some gender biases deliberately. This is something that has happened without being quite considerate about it. So out of all the volunteers that we have, 64% of them are females. So they have identified our cause and they are able to relate with our cause, and they are stepping ahead and contributing as much as they can. Apart from this, if you see the students, then again we are empowering them with education, and out of the strength of students that we have, around 900, 600 plus students are females basically. So that's how we can relate ourselves to this cause of Women's Day, that somehow we are serving the purpose. Now, if we see the student-wise distribution, so of all the students that we have, out of them, 50% are into foreign languages. So as I mentioned, it is becoming our USP basically. And when I talk about the foreign languages, it includes Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Spanish, and French primarily. And 33% students are primarily into conventional subjects as of now, Hindi, English, math, science. And we also offer some customized, facility to students for being taught. I mean, if we see a group of students who are primarily interested into certain subjects, then we look out for the volunteers and we map them to the students. Coming to this one, so again, it shows our journey from the beginning. So we started in April previous year, and if you see, we started with maybe less than 10 volunteers, and then total number of students were close to 20 or so. And if we see month on month, we have been progressing. It's just that we see a downfall in the graph between July to October or so, and that's purely because we did not want to just be any other NGO who is just admitting students and showing his strength. We wanted to be the one who is structured and providing the quality education to the students, and that's how we took a gap of maybe 3 4 months just to structure ourselves and identify the needs of the students and the society, and then again start on journey. So if you see from October, we have been progressing continuously. Month on month basis, we have saw an increase in number of students and increase in number of volunteers who are willing to contribute. And if you see the department wise, so Puraskaar basically is comprised of three departments. One is academic department, one is HR department, and one is marketing department. And the volunteer distribution is like 150 volunteers are actively contributing into academic department. Around 20 or so professionals are there who are contributing in HR department, and around 50 students and volunteers are working on this digital marketing and normal marketing front. So this journey was all about the hustle that we went through, the struggle that we went through, and the process of identifying the needs of the society. Basically, we worked on. So maybe I'll pass on to this next slide to let our students talk about if our hustle was worth or not, or if our achievements were worth or not. So as an NGO, our achievements could be primarily set by the students if it was worth or not. So yeah. Okay. So passing on the control to Astraria to invite the students and volunteers to speak about themselves, speak about the help that we have into them.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mona. And it is true that we have, talked about our journey in detail, and now it's time to, let the students and let our volunteers speak for our organization. So the first one I would like to invite is Vanshika. She is one of our students. Vanshika.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Vanshika.
Good evening.
Good evening, Vanshika.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll tell you about Puraskaar, how Puraskaar works. So, Puraskaar is an NGO, non-profit organization. I tell you my experience with Puraskaar. First, then I joined into Puraskaar. That this is NGO, non-profit organization. Then I yet know this is impossible. But when I joined to Puraskaar, started following, then I know Puraskaar really this is a non-profit organization. I studied Puraskaar within 1 year, 2020 to now. Like the name of Puraskaar, like a gift. So really, this is a gift of education to all students who are not able to pay fees. So, Puraskaar is an online platform, and we all are study in free of cost. In Puraskaar, there are many classes: Hindi, English, Math, Science, etc., and Arctic skills, science. and volunteers also. And my experience to Puraskaar now, this is very good. Puraskaar is an NGO and uh, very well experienced to Puraskaar. So I thank you to Gautam sir and my teachers and all team.
Thank you so much, Mahashika. That was really sweet of you. Such kind words coming from such a little child. It really, melts our heart. And it really motivates us further to work more hard towards our common goal. So the next one we have is Mahima. Mahima?
Hello everyone, I'm Mama Manohar. I'm a member of Puraskaar family. I'm here to share my experience about Puraskaar NGO. So Puraskaar is an NGO which provides free education to all students diverse to educate all students of our country who don't see financial issues in their family. I'm a student of Puraskaar NGO and it's a pleasure for me that I have such an amazing NGO for my help me to improve marks in all subjects. The teachers of this NGO are so good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahima. Thank you so much for your sweet words. Now we have is Pammi Kumari. She is a JNU EE qualifier and and attended one of our workshops that we had cracking the JU examinations. Pammi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Hello, everyone. I'm Pammi. I'm basically from Greedy, Jharkhand. I recently qualified my Indian entrance exam, and during my preparation time, I came across Puraskaar webinar, which was organized by Puraskaar Foundation, which really helped me a lot. It provided me a skill, enhancing my skill, motivated me, and gave me direction that how to prepare for JNU actually because I don't know. I prepared myself, but I don't have any direction. So, which is the reason that I was able to crack my exam, and I am really thankful to Puraskaar team. For their guidance and support, and I am really thankful to each and every member of Puraskaar, and I especially thankful to Gautam sir and Sneha ma'am who headed the webinar, and their guidance helped me a lot. Thank you, Puraskaar. Thank you, everyone. Puraskaar is very helpful. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Pammi, for sharing your experience with us. Now we have Shobha, Miss Shobha. She is the Hindu faculty at our organization. Miss Shobha, are you there?
Yes,
Please.
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। मेरा नाम शुभा है और मैं पुरस्कार में हिंदी की फैकल्टी हूँ। मैं पुरस्कार के साथ मई 2021 से काम कर रही हूँ। मुझे पुरस्कार के साथ काम करना काफी अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि इसमें आप अपनी सुविधा के अनुसार काम कर सकते हैं। इसमें आपके ऊपर अलग से कोई प्रेशर नहीं होता है। आप अपने अकॉर्डिंग वीक में टाइम डिसाइड कर सकते हैं और इसकी सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि आप चाहे स्टूडेंट हो या ऑर्गेनाइजर्स या आईटी डिपार्टमेंट हो या फिर एचआर डिपार्टमेंट, किसी के साथ भी कभी भी आप कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं और उनसे अपनी क्वेरी पूछ सकते हैं। और सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि उनका जवाब भी आपको आता है। पुरस्कार की टीम आपकी सहायता के लिए हमेशा तैयार रहती है और पुरस्कार के साथ काम करके एक आपको नया अनुभव भी मिलता है। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Shobha, for your kind words. Now we have Miss Muskan Gupta. She is the social science faculty at Puraskaar. Miss Muskan, are you there?
Yes. So,
Please
good
go
evening,
ahead.
everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Muskan, you're audible.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Muskan Gupta, and I joined Puraskar in November last year as a faculty for social sciences. And today I feel very glad to share my experience. So, my association with Puraskar is very special for me because firsts are always special. So, this was the first time that I volunteered for an NGO, and it's also the first time that I got to teach students. So, I really enjoy teaching students, learning from them, and helping them out in some way. So, yes, it's really good. And what I love about this organization is that there is a constant effort to help you out, to make you comfortable, and also you get due acknowledgement and appreciation for all the work you do. So if you're doing good work, you're getting appreciated for it at all times. And my experience with Puraskaar is very satisfactory for because I get to interact with such wonderful students. Two of them we just saw right now, Manshika, Mahima. So yes, we get to interact with them. I get to do what I love to do, and I get appreciated for doing that. And that work also helps others. So that's all that you ask for, right? So I just love it. Thank you so much for making me a part of this family.
Thank you so much. We should thank you for being a part of our organization. Thank you so much, Ms. Muskan. Well, that was from our volunteers and our students. And now I'll hand over the platform to Mohan.
Thanks, Ashwarya. So it really gives a sense of satisfaction that apart from making a difference in the lives of the students, we are also making a difference in the lives of volunteers. So again, it's a win-win situation for both of us. Okay. So now coming to this part, yeah. We are going ahead to address the main purpose for which we have all assembled here. So with your permission, ma'am, I'd like to go ahead and get you a walkthrough of our website and launch the website. So do I have the permission, ma'am? Niharika, ma'am, do I have the permission to go ahead and launch this website on your behalf?
Yes, of course. It's your website.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. So, yeah. So this is the website, ma'am, that we wanted you to show. So it's just a step in towards our journey, towards our motto or vision and goal that we have defined. And thank you again so much for being here and gracing us with your presence. It matters a lot for all of us. So yes.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. This is the basic website that we have in place. So basic purpose of this website is that although we were able to make the difference, but in order to make our presence known to people across regions and geographies, we plan to come up with a website that will help to reach out to people. Maybe they can reach out to us, and that's how it's an initiative on our behalf. And yeah, so if we see the home page, it's motto, vision, and aim that we talked about, and here in the kind of help we are in, I mean, what we do, and it talks about the volunteers and faculties. And if I scroll down, I'll just walk you through the presence. So if I see, then in UP we have 23 volunteers and 86 students. So this map basically, ma'am, shows you the distribution and presence of Puraskaar in terms of number of volunteers from that region and number of students who have enrolled from that region. So if we see states wherein education is the need of the hour, we have our presence. Like in Bihar itself, students are 75 and volunteers are 34. In UP, again, 86 students are enrolled with us and 23 volunteers are contributing with us. Apart from, if we talk to states like Jammu and Kashmir, then we have 80 students from there and 2 volunteers from there. Even from extremes of India, we have, marked our presence over there. So again, from Arunachal Pradesh, we can see 22 students and 9 volunteers. In South also, we have certain presence. Like if we see in Tamil Nadu, 29 students are there and 11 volunteers are there. So this was all about our presence, basically. And then we have this testimonial section, which keeps on getting updated once we reach out to our students and they share their achievements and the role we played. Another section of this web page is, ma'am, about section. that talks about what exactly, what all information one needs about Puraskaar. So if someone reaches out to us, he can visit our web page, and he'll get to know the complete story. Here in Mr. Gautam, who is our founder and also happens to be an elements of JNU. And again, he can have a story about how we started, and then he can get an idea about the academic details or the subjects that we cover. So as of now, these are the conventional subjects that we cover. We have a list of foreign languages that we are catering to, and then other cultural activities. Is what we have a list of. So this list keeps on getting updated, ma'am, as soon as we add subjects, as soon as we add certain areas of expertise. And then this is how, or maybe this is a chart that shows basically the kind of activities we are into. So right from yoga, dance and music, to career counseling, to psychological counseling, and then we have personality development sessions, which is often neglected. But we have took this as an initiative to contribute in holistic development of the students. And if we go about the pillars of Puraskaar, or maybe the contributors into this complete mission, then starting by Mr. Gautam Kumar, who happens to be the founder, and then we have administrative department, who is categorized as president, vice president, administrator, and joint secretary. And then going ahead, we have this HR department headed by Jaya Sharma, and then different volunteers, and again further categorization. So as Aishwarya talked about mentor-mentee program, so Ms. Shivani happens to be the one of the mentors basically, and then Rupal heads that department basically. So these are the pillars of Puraskaar, and these are helping us to realize the dream of Puraskaar, to achieve the motto of Puraskaar. And this website contains the complete details. So if anyone wants to reach out to anyone, they will have complete information. So coming to the third section of our website, ma'am, here it's a contact section, and here anyone can reach out to us. I mean, post navigating to the web page, if one comes across a query, or if he wants to enroll, maybe for being a student, or maybe for being a volunteer, he can just leave his message here. Apart from that, we have different FAQs that normally a student comes across, who can register and how can you register. So we have given you a link where if you fill that link, we'll reach out to you. Either you want to add as a volunteer, or you want to add as a student basically. So this was the third section, ma'am. And one of another things that we are very much proud about is that we have a chatbot system as well. So seeing the advancement into this field, one of our pillars of Puraskaar we call normally. So Radhika, she has come up with this initiative that will have a chatbot as well. So if someone is unable to understand things or navigate through things, then he can always connect to our chatbot. So if he wants to, or he or she wants to register, they can anytime reach out to this chatbot. So basically, we don't call it chatbot. We have named it as Pico, and that certainly means a source of knowledge also. So if you want to interact with Pico regarding Puraskaar, it would be as friendly as your friend gets basically with you. So if you want to register yourself for any kind of service, then again you can register yourself as a student, or maybe if you want to create some impact, you can register as a volunteer, and again you would be given a form link or so, and that's how you can reach out to us. So 2-3 things, ma'am. As of now, you must be seeing this, everything is in English, but since we plan to cater to complete India or maybe the globe, irrespective of language and region, so that's how we are in process of making this complete thing multilingual, and that will be purely on the basis of your region. So if you are in maybe, let's say Bihar and UP, wherein Hindi is the primary language of communication, then you can convert this complete information into a Hindi. if you are in maybe south of India, you want your regional language, so you can convert them as well. So we are in process of doing that. So this was all about Puraskaar, ma'am, about the web page, about the process. So coming back to this, uh, so yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mohan. Thank you so much for giving us this really detailed and amazing tour of our website. So now let us talk about the heroes behind the website. The first of all, we have the creative team. That is, first of all, we have the president of Puraskaar, Nikita Jain, who was leading the website project. We have the vice president, Radhika, who was the coordinator of the website project. We have the development head, Vaibhav Dwivedi, who was a website development head, and we have Ajit Singh Rawat, who was a website designer. So kudos to all of you. Thank you so much. Now we have the web development team. So first we have Mr. Akash. He is the front end developer. We have Ms. Pallavi Das. She is the website content writer. We have Mr. Milind, back end developer. We have Mr. Rahul. He is the website photographer and also a spoken English faculty at Puraskaar. And we have Ms. Sumiti Sahai. She is the website content writer and heads the content team at Puraskaar. Well, kudos to all of you. Thank you so much. It is just because of you all that this website came, it came into existence. So kudos to you all. Now we are done with the website. So I would like to call upon ma'am, Dr. Niharika Vora, to, enlighten us with her words of wisdom. So ma'am, please, I, give the stage to you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Aishwarya, and thank you, Mohan, for, sorry, I don't know why it's coming this way. Okay, whatever reason, yes. So thank you for the wonderful introducing me to the wonderful work that you're doing. I think it is great that youth like you are thinking about others and are trying to build and not just trying to build for your future, but trying to build a future which is which possibly will be good for you and good for all of us, because you're investing in the education of other people, and I think that itself is very heartening to me, because in the current parlance, when you read about your generation, the general view is that this generation is very self-focused. It is only interested in its own interest, and so on and so forth. And I think what you are able to do through your work is to show that it is possible to just give me 1 second. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
So I think what we are able to show, what your work is able to show, is that there is hope, and there is hope that our futures and your futures are more secure because of the generosity and the graciousness with which you are working and doing your work, which really brings me to this whole idea of what is a gift. From the word that you're talking about, in most often we think of gift as something that we receive from somebody, that somebody gives me a gift, or I give, I buy something and I give off something. I think in my mind, I often think of gift is what I am, right? So what is it that I have to give, or what is it that I can offer to the other person? So my ability to possibly read somebody's paper also A gift is something that um, that that you have also received, right? All of us, at least I personally think that I have been very lucky because my parents, I was born into a family where there was somebody who was interested in my education, was encouraging me, and who constantly providing the opportunities that I needed to go further. And therefore, that was the gift that I received just by the sheer chance that I was born where I was. And now that I have the gift, or now that you all have the gift of what you have, I'm really happy that you are sharing it with others. You are not keeping it to yourself. You're not using it only to make it work for you, but you're working for others. I, like many of you here, in fact, started teaching when I was in class 7. In fact, there was one of my classmates who had failed some years ago, and then so she was junior to me, and then unfortunately she failed one more time, and her father, who was very worried about her, had tried to get her to have tuition from various other people, and she was simply not responding to them. And her father, because he was my father's friend, asked my father, would your daughter teach my daughter? So she was a classmate, but she was 2 years junior in school. And I can say that that experience that I had when I was in class 7 is a amazing gift that I received, because I was revised as I was studying my subject. I was also revising the subjects that were 2 years ago. So my foundation was getting stronger and stronger. Of course, my friend passed and she went on to do well in her life, but whatever she did, I think I was so much better of a student as a result of that, because I had worked hard. I would teach my friend, I would keep revising. So when I was in class 10, she was in class 8. When I was in class 11, she was in class 9. So all the time, I did not forget my fundamentals because I was teaching her all the time. And I think that has been that was so helpful for me when for my entire education. So I think what I'm trying to share is that as much as you are possibly giving to the other in the process of teaching or setting up what you're setting up, you're also giving to yourself. You are just making it, your own skill sets are definitely improving as a result of what you're doing today. So I'm very happy that several of you are volunteering to do what you are doing today, but see it as a two-way gift to the other and to yourself. I will just say couple more things, given the fact that this was in lieu of the International Women's Day. I would just like to say that as a woman who went through, I studied psychology, which was a completely, even when I was doing my master's, we were 56, I can't remember, I think we were 56 women and we had 4 men. So I studied in pretty much an all-girls environment. I went to an all-girls school, I went to an all-girls college, then I went to a psychology department, which was also heavily many girls. And then I also went to, and that was pretty much my big run. And then as I went forward, I have had constantly worked in the in places where I am a minority, my gender, and everybody else is a majority. The men are the majority. I don't have any difficulty with it, but I want to say that many times when I have worked alongside men, I have felt that it is important for me to not judge myself as compared to them and not judge how they judge me. It's important that I judge myself using my own standards. I decide how much hard work do I need to put in. I decide how I would like to take my work forward. I decide who I would want to work with because. Because when you are a strong, competent woman, there are a lot of emotions in the others that are there, and sometimes if you get hooked to their emotions, you can start to feel very bad about yourself, and you can also start to doubt yourself. And once you start to doubt yourself, no matter how good you are, you will never be able to actually reach your potential. So my thought, things, the one thing that I'd like to leave each one of you with is please make your own judgment standards. You don't judge yourself by how others judge you. And especially from people who, for some reason or the other, might actually feel that they are threatened by you, or they don't know what to do with you. That is something also true, because they really don't know how to look at you, how to treat you, what to do with you, and therefore you end up sometimes you have to recognize that you have to make your own path. So just wanted to leave you with these thoughts. I have much to say, but I think it's you've all been already online for 48 minutes, and that's a good enough time for you to be there. So just to say that I'm happy, I'm very glad, I'm very heartened by the fact that youth are putting together their energies constructively to do something that is for themselves and for others around them. All the best. Keep being innocent, keep being good, and keep being generous and gracious. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for such inspiring words. And it is indeed like whatever you have said, it is true that we shouldn't be doubting ourselves. We shouldn't be, we shouldn't let others' emotions and feelings affect who we are. And, we should not let their judgment doubt us. We shouldn't be doubting ourselves based on their judgment. So thank you so much for your kind words. Your presence, it has been, finally my words are true, that your presence is truly a beacon to our cause. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words.
Thank you.
So much. Now I would like to invite Mr. Rahul for an amazing performance. Please, Mr. Rahul.
Respected Niharika ma'am, Gautam sir, I would like to say not only members, they are very energetic, amazing, and Puraskaar. Today, I'm very glad to be a part of Puraskaar. On the occasion of this Puraskaar website launch, I'm going to sing a song. Through my song, I just try a little bit to encourage and motivate all of you, especially the students of Puraskaar and all the faculties and members of Puraskaar. Niharika, मैं बहुत दिल से आपको धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा। और सॉन्ग शुरू करने से पहले एक छोटी सी बात मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूँगा। मैं बिहार स्टेट से बिलोंग करता हूँ। छोटे से गांव में मैं पढ़ाने जाता हूँ। मैं गवर्नमेंट टीचर हूँ। जब मैं वहाँ जाता हूँ स्कूल्स में, तो वहाँ के बच्चे पूछते हैं, अगर गांव के बच्चे मुझसे पूछते हैं कि सर पुरस्कार में अभी कौन सा कोर्स लॉन्च होने वाला है, 7th स्टैंडर्ड का कोर्स है या नहीं, 8 का है कि नहीं। ये जब मैं बातें सुनता हूँ तब मुझे लगता है कि पुरस्कार ने क्या पाया है, ये अचीवमेंट जो मिला है, सारा श्रेय जाता है गौतम सर को, जितने भी मेंबर्स हैं हमारे पुरस्कार के उनको। तो मैं हार्टली थैंक्स करना चाहूँगा और एक गाने के माध्यम से मैं आज थोड़ा सा मोटिवेट करना चाहूँगा आप लोग को। तो लेट्स हैव द सॉन्ग। मस्ती मेरे मन चांददारों को छूने की छोटा सा छोटी आशा मस्ती मेरे मन की रोली आशा चांद तारों को छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा ये छोटा सा छोटी आशा। आज तो ऐसे फूल बना लड़के जैसे बादलों में पहुंच गया में बच बालिया अपनी जोती में बांध लिया ये छोटा सा छोटी आशा मस्ती मेरे मन में बोली की आशा। मेरा छोटा सा छोटी आशा मस्ती मन की बोली आशा चांद तारों छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा ये छोटा सा छोटी आशा मस्ती मन की Thank you all of you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much Rahul, that was really amazing. Thank you so much for such a wonderful performance. We were all literally grooving. So thank you so much. Now, let us call our founder, Mr. Gautam, to talk about his experience and, of course, a few shairis. So, Mr. Gautam, the stage is yours.
Hi, Gautam, are you there?
Sorry,
Gautam,
sorry.
sir, you're not audible.
Sorry.
You are audible now.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you, everyone. And I would like to thank especially ma'am for you give us time and from your busy schedule. Ma'am, your words that you make the hope for our future and our future, and the everything that the gift what I am, and you told us that keep being generous and keep being original, and that's the so meaningful for all of us. Ma'am, thank you for joining us, ma'am. This is something that it we will work with our double energy, triple energy, if you just motivate us, and the word your presence is that reason that we are working. मैम मैं बहुत थैंक करना चाहता हूँ स्पेशली इस मोमेंट के लिए जब आप हमें ज्वाइन किया, हमें बहुत खुशी लगी। पूरे टीम को इतनी खुशी हुई कि उन्होंने अपने स्टेप्स में जो लगा रहे थे उन्होंने बहुत तेजी से काम किया। एंड मैम, मुझे आपके आने का जो टीम का था इंस्पिरेशन, मैम आ रही हैं, मैं आपके बारे में जब जाना, आपके कोर्सेज के बारे में स्टूडेंट से बात किया, तो उनका बताना था कि आप एक टीचर के रूप में बहुत परफेक्ट हो। एक टीचर को कैसा होना चाहिए, एकेडमिक स्टेज पे एक ऐसा टीचर जिन्होंने एकेडमिक को ही नहीं बल्कि बच्चों को भी मेंटरशिप किया है इतने अच्छे से। एंड आपकी जो क्वालिटी है एक इमोशन इंटेलिजेंस को समझने की और लोगों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए मोटिवेट करने का, वो बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है। आपने हमसे जुड़ा है, आप हमारे पास आए मैम, इस इवेंट में हमारे वर्चुअली हमसे जुड़े, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक्स बोलना चाहता हूँ। मैम, मैं बहुत इंस्पायर्ड होता हूँ हमेशा एक पोएम से जो मुझे लगता है रिलेवेंट है हम जैसे यूथ के लिए जो वर्क करना चाहते हैं, सोसाइटी के लिए। बहुत सारे लोग हैं, मैं केवल ये पुरस्कार एक मुहिम टाइप का है हम लोगों के लिए, हर वॉलंटियर जो इससे जुड़ा हुआ है। शायद मैं किसी एक का नाम लूं तो वो पॉसिबल नहीं होगा। हर बंदा, हर वॉलंटियर जो इस पुरस्कार से जुड़कर, और वो वॉलंटियर्स भी जो पुरस्कार से जुड़े हुए नहीं है बल्कि वो हमें दूर दूर तक पहुंचा रहे हैं, चाहे वो राहुल सर हों जो बहुत दूर तक हमें पहुंचाया है, अपने स्कूल में बच्चों को जोड़ा है, या फिर कोई भी टीचर हो, हम उन सबका थैंक्स बोलना चाहते हैं। मैम, थैंक यू सो मच। मैम, मैं दुष्यंत कुमार का एक पोएम बोलना चाहता हूँ। जस्ट आई विल नॉट टेक टू मच टाइम, जस्ट आई विल एंड अप, बट मेरे लिए वो पोएम बहुत इंस्पायरिंग होता है मैम। सो द पोएम इज दैट कि हो गई है पीर पर्वत सी पिघलनी चाहिए, इस हिमालय से कोई गंगा निकलनी चाहिए। आज यह दीवार पर्दों की तरह हिलने लगी, सर्द थी लेकिन कि ये बुनियाद हिलनी चाहिए। हर सड़क, हर गली, हर नगर, हर गांव में हाथ लहराते हुए हर लाश चलनी चाहिए। सिर्फ हंगामा खड़ा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, मेरी कोशिश है कि सूरत बदलनी चाहिए। मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही, हो कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए। मैम, मैं चाहता हूँ कि वो जो पुरस्कार, जो एक मुहिम है, ये जो आग है, वो हर वॉलंटियर की तरफ होना चाहिए। जो पढ़ने और पढ़ाने का जो जज्बा है, जो लोगों को सीखने और सिखाने का जज्बा है, मैम वो हर बंदे के पास है। और मैं ये कोशिश, मुझे पता है कि पुरस्कार का हर वॉलंटियर वो कोशिश कर रहा है, और मैं हर स्टूडेंट से जो आज जुड़ा हुआ है पुरस्कार से, उनसे ये रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि ये पढ़ाने और पढ़ने और सीखने और सिखाने का जो इनिशिएटिव हमारी पूरी टीम पुरस्कार ने मिलकर लिया है, इसको आप लोग आगे बढ़ाएं। एंड आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक्स ऑल द वॉलंटियर्स, especially thank to Mohan and Rupal and Aishwarya who conducted this event in so good manner, and all the person who is present here, and very special thanks to ma'am. Thank you very much ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Keep us inspiring ma'am, you are so inspiring person.
Thank you. You are inspiring. You are inspiring.
Ma'am, thank you so much ma'am. These are so, we are delighted ma'am. Thank you so much ma'am. Thank you.
We will always look forward for your support and guidance, ma'am, in future.
Anytime.
To keep forward or go ahead with this mission of educating and gifting others.
Anytime.
Thank you so much.
I will have
Thank you
to
so
hop off now. I'm so sorry. I have another thing to go to.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
everyone.
ma'am, for gracing our event. Thank you so
Thank
much.
बहुत बहुत
Have a
धन्यवाद.
good evening, ma'am.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay.
Thank you
And
so much, guys.
thank you, Mohan, and thank you, Aishwarya, Rupal, and thank you. Amazing event. You all nailed it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
guys, for your
Nikita.
time.
everyone.
Thank you, all the Sumati and all the team.
Thank you, ma'am.
You guys.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.